Have you ever stopped to think about what really goes on in her mind when she realizes she's lost you forever? I'm not talking about that basic missing you feeling. I'm talking about that deep regret, that feeling that she threw away a diamond thinking it was glass. It's like a collector who only realizes the value of a rare piece once it's already been sold at auction, forever out of their reach. Pay attention in the next few seconds, because what I'm about to reveal to you is ultra rare. Few men truly grasp this psychological dynamic. Do you know what your biggest problem is right now? You feel invisible, man, like all your effort is taken for granted. She treated you like you were a constant in her life, always available, always there. And that leaves you in a vicious cycle of frustration. You repeat the same patterns, relationship after relationship. Your value is only recognized when you're no longer there. It's always the same story, isn't it? But today that changes. Today, you're going to understand exactly what goes on in her head when it finally sinks. Just when she realizes she truly lost you. And this knowledge will completely transform your game. I've spent over a decade studying male dynamics and female behavior in relationships. I've uncovered the psychological triggers behind the perception of loss. And what I've discovered will surprise you. There's a framework I call the value effect. It's a 5-phase process that happens in her mind. Each letter represents a crucial stage of this delayed awakening. Let's start with the 5 undeniable signs that she has truly realized she lost you forever. Number 1, obsessive social media stalking. She starts checking your profile multiple times a day. It's not just a casual glance, it's an obsession. She sees every story, every photo, every comment, especially when you're with other people, especially when they're other women. You know why? Her brain is in scarcity mode. It's a biological survival mechanism. When we lose something valuable, our brain goes into high alert. She needs to monitor you to process the loss. It's like when you lose your wallet. You mentally retrace all the places you've been. With her, it's the same thing, except the lost object is you. Can you feel the difference? Number 2, the indirect messages she starts posting. Suddenly, her feed turns into a library of motivational quotes about regret, melancholy songs, texts about second chances, old photos you took together mysteriously appear in her stories. She's not posting for her followers, she's posting for you. It's a silent cry of desperation, a desperate attempt at communication, when she knows she's lost the right to speak directly to you. The psychology behind this is fascinating. The human brain can't easily process definitive losses, so she creates these digital rituals to maintain some connection, even if it's unilateral. Does that make sense to you? Number 3, contact through ridiculous pretexts. She texts asking, "Tell about that restaurant you went to 6 months ago," or about the Netflix password she never used, or saying she dreamed about you. Any excuse will do. Pay attention. This isn't about the restaurant or the password. It's about testing if there's still an open door. If there's still any chance to reverse the situation. She's gauging your receptiveness, testing the waters. It's like an internal radar she turns on to see if there's still any sign of you on her emotional horizon. Every response from you, even if it's cold and distant, feeds a small hope in her. That's why it's crucial to understand this mechanism. Are you following the logic? Number 4, the radical change in behavior. Suddenly, she turns into another person. She starts working out, changes her look, posts photos in places you always wanted to go together, shows she's living her best life. But it's all a facade, man. It's what we call overcompensation. She's trying to prove to herself that she's fine without you. But primarily, she's trying to get your attention. It's a complex, psychological dance. On the outside, she projects independence and happiness. On the inside, she's processing the grief of loss. The contrast between the external image and the internal feeling creates a brutal cognitive dissonance. She wants you to see what she lost, but at the same time, she's trying to fill the void you left. It's a devastating internal battle. Do you see the contradiction? Number 5, regret verbalized to mutual friends. This is the clearest and most definitive sign. She starts telling mutual friends how she messed up with you, how she didn't appreciate what she had, how she wishes she had a second chance. This isn't casual. She knows it will eventually get back to you. It's an indirect strategy for rapprochement when pride doesn't allow for direct contact. But there's a crucial detail here. This regret only surfaces when she realizes you've truly moved on. When she sees that you're no longer an option on the shelf waiting for her. It's at this moment that your true value appears, when scarcity becomes evident, when what was common becomes rare, when what was guaranteed becomes impossible. Are you feeling the weight of that realization? Now let's talk about the emotional phases she goes through during this process. It's an intense psychological journey that few men understand. First phase, denial. At first, she doesn't believe it's real. She thinks you'll come back, that it's just a phase, that you're being dramatic. This denial can last weeks or even months, depending on her ego. During this phase, she maintains a posture of indifference, acts like she doesn't care. She might even flirt with other guys in front of you or on social media. It's all part of her defense mechanism. Her brain is protecting her ego. It's too painful to admit she lost something valuable due to her own negligence. Second phase, anger. When denial no longer works, anger sets in. She gets mad at you for moving on. How dare you be happy without her? How dare you not fight for her? This anger is directed at you, but in reality, it's anger at herself. Anger for not having realized your worth sooner. Anger for having been so blind. Anger for having lost control of the situation. It's in this phase that provocations might come. Attempts to make you jealous, malicious comments through friends, all to provoke some reaction from you. Third phase, bargaining. Here the attempts at negotiation begin, messages asking to talk, friendship requests, promises of change. She tries in every way to reverse the situation. It's the most pathetic phase, honestly. She completely loses her composure. Desperation speaks louder than pride. She's willing to negotiate anything to get you back. But pay attention. This isn't love. It's fear of loss. It's her wounded ego screaming. It's scarcity creating desperation. Fourth phase, depression. When she realizes that no negotiation is possible, deep sadness sets in. Melancholy, the real grief of loss. That's when she finally understands it's truly over. This is the longest and most painful phase. She mentally relives all the moments, all the lost opportunities, all the signs she ignored. It's a self-imposed psychological torture. The regret here is genuine, but it's too late. And that awareness of irreversibility is what hurts the most. Fifth phase, forced acceptance. Eventually, she has no choice but to accept. But it's not a peaceful acceptance. It's a bitter acceptance, filled with regret, marked by the awareness of her mistake. She moves on but carries the scar. You become the ghost of what could have been, the impossible standard to reach, the yardstick by which she will measure all future relationships. Heavy, right? But now comes the most important part. How should you position yourself so that your value is undeniable? How do you create this perception of irreversible loss? First, you need to understand one thing. This isn't about games or manipulation. If you're thinking that, you're completely wrong. This is about you becoming genuinely valuable, about you truly growing. Her perception is just a natural consequence of your evolution. When you focus on yourself, on your growth, on your goals, you naturally become scarce, you become rare. Think of your development as an investment. Every hour at the gym, every book you read, every skill you develop, every goal you achieve. All of this increases your market value. And when your value increases, demand increases. Other women start noticing you. Opportunities appear. Your energy changes, your demeanor changes. You're no longer the same guy she took for granted. It's at this moment that it clicks for her. When she sees that you weren't replaceable like she thought. When she realizes you were unique, special, irreplaceable. But there's a crucial mistake most men make. They do all of this hoping she'll notice, waiting for her validation, waiting for her to come running back. Wake up, man. If you're doing this for her, you've already lost the game. You need to do it for yourself. Her perception is just a side effect, a bonus, not the main goal. When you truly understand this, when you internalize this truth, something magical happens. You stop caring if she noticed or not. You stop checking if she saw your stories. You stop waiting for her message. And ironically, it's exactly when you stop caring that she misses you the most. It's when you become truly unattainable that your value explodes in her perception. Does that inversion make sense? Now let's talk about how to differentiate between missing someone and genuine regret, because there's a brutal difference between the two. Missing someone is superficial. It's about the comfort you provided, the routine, the predictability. She misses what you did for her, not who you are. Genuine regret is deep. It's about the person you are, your values, your essence, your unique presence. She realizes she lost something that cannot be replaced. Missing someone fades with time. She finds another guy who fills the same roles, who takes her to dinner, who sends good morning texts, who does the same things you did. Genuine regret doesn't fade. It grows with time, because the more she tries to replace you, the more she realizes it's impossible. You were unique, special, irreplaceable. How do you know which of the two she's feeling? Simple. Observe her actions, not her words. If it's just missing you, she'll seek you out when she's needy, when she's lonely. When the other guy isn't giving her attention, it's convenient, opportunistic. If it's genuine regret, she'll be willing to make real sacrifices, change behaviors, admit mistakes publicly, fight against her own pride. It's consistent, persist. Got the difference? But there's something else you need to understand. There are common mistakes that prevent her from truly feeling the loss. Mistakes you're probably making right now. Mistake number 1, remaining available. If you reply to her messages, if you like her photos, if you keep any door open, you are sabotaging the entire process. She needs to feel your total absence, complete, definitive. Any crumb of attention you give will feed the illusion that you're still an option. Mistake number 2, showing that you're suffering. If she perceives that you're doing badly, that you're suffering, that you haven't moved on, she relaxes, because she knows she can have you back whenever she wants. You need to show that you've moved on, not in a forced or fake way, but genuinely focusing on your life, on your goals, on your growth. Mistake number 3, stalking her too. Dude, for crying out loud. Stop watching her stories, stop checking her profile, stop asking friends about her. Every time you do that, you feed the emotional connection. You keep her alive in your mind, and energetically, she feels it. Women have a radar for these things. Mistake number 4, accepting crumbs. She sends a hi and you get all excited. She asks for a favor and you rush to help. She drops a hint and you bite the bait. Come on, have some self-respect. You're worth more than crumbs. You deserve the full feast or nothing. Mistake number 5, not setting clear boundaries. If you broke up, it's over. There's no such thing as being friends, of staying in contact, of being friends on social media. Clean break, definitive, no ambiguities, no gray areas. Either she's with you or she's not. There's no middle ground. Are you following what I'm saying? Now think with me. Do you know that feeling when you lose something valuable? Like when you lose your phone or your wallet? That desperation, that anguish, that regret for not having been more careful. Multiply that by 1,000. That's what she feels when she realizes she's lost you forever. When she sees that you were the guy, the special one, the different one, and that now it's too late. She'll lie in bed at night and think about you. She'll remember the good times, the laughter, the connection, the sex, everything you shared. And it will hurt. It will hurt a lot. She'll see you with someone else and it will feel like a stab to the chest. She'll realize that the other person is getting what she threw away, is living what she wasted, is enjoying the man she didn't value. And the worst part, she'll try to find in other guys what she had in you, but she won't succeed because you were unique. Your specific combination of qualities, your energy, your presence, all of that is impossible to replicate. She'll compare everyone to you. Consciously or unconsciously, you've become the standard, the benchmark, the ghost that haunts all her future relationships. Tough, right? But it's reality. And you know what's most ironic about all of this? The more you grow, the more you evolve, the more you become the man you always had the potential to be, the more her regret increases. Because she didn't just lose who you were, she lost who you became, who you are becoming, all your potential, all your future, everything you could have built together. It's an exponential loss. That grows with time. That multiplies with every one of your achievements, every one of your victories. Every step you take towards your best self. Can you visualize that? But here's an important warning, an alert few men receive. When she realizes all of this, when regret hits hard, when desperation speaks louder, she might come back, and she'll come back with everything. With promises, with changes, with tears, with sex, with everything you always wanted to hear, everything you always wanted from her. And that's where the danger lies, because you might fall into temptation. You might think that she finally changed, that she finally values you, that you can finally be happy together. But pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you now. Almost no one realizes this uncomfortable truth. She hasn't changed. She's reacting to the loss. It's different when the fear of loss passes, when she has you back, when scarcity turns into abundance again. The old pattern returns. It's biological, psychological, behavioral. People don't change out of fear of losing. People change through conscious decision, through internal work, through genuine evolution. If her change is motivated only by the fear of losing you, it's superficial, temporary, illusory. Do you understand the difference? So what to do when she comes back full of regret? First, stay calm. Don't make decisions in the heat of emotion, not in anger, not in excitement. Second, observe, not her words, her actions, the consistency, the real effort, the concrete changes, the internal work she's doing. Third, don't rush. If it's real, it will last. If it's genuine, it will persist. If it's true, time will prove it. Fourth, and most important, don't stop your growth, don't stop your evolution, don't put your life on hold. Continue being the valuable man you've become. Because at the end of the day, man, at the end of this whole journey, this whole process, this whole psychological dynamic, only one thing truly matters. You, your growth, your evolution, your journey, your value, your life, your goals, your dreams, your fulfillment, her realizing. What she lost is just a consequence, a side effect, a cosmic bonus for your dedication to yourself. The real prize is who you become in the process. The strong man, centered, valuable, unshakable, complete, fulfilled. That's the man no woman wants to lose. That's the man every woman regrets losing. That's the man you have the potential to be. Remember, you're not doing this for her to notice. You're doing this because you deserve to be this man, because you deserve to live this life, because you deserve to experience your maximum potential. Her perception, her regret, her pain, they are just external confirmations of your internal value, unnecessary validations of a truth you should already know. You are valuable. You are unique. You are irreplaceable, with or without her recognition. Pay attention. This knowledge you've just received is pure power. Few men have access to this deep understanding of the dynamic between masculine and feminine. Use it wisely. Use it to grow. Use it to evolve. Use it to become the man you were born to be. Don't use it to manipulate. Don't use it to hurt. Don't use it for childish games. That's kid stuff. You're a man. Act like one. Now you have a choice. You can continue being the guy who begs for attention, who settles for crumbs, who lives in the shadow of what could have been. Or you can wake up, get up, focus on yourself, grow, evolve, become unattainable, become unforgettable, become the man every woman regrets losing. The choice is yours, always has been, always will be. But make that choice now, before it's too late, before another cycle begins, before another relationship follows the same pattern. You've already wasted too much time being the replaceable guy, the common guy, the guy she took for granted. It's time to be the rare guy, the valuable guy, the guy she'll never forget, the guy who will haunt her dreams, the guy who became the impossible standard to reach. It's time to be you, the best version of you, the version she lost forever. And when you get there, when you become that man, when you reach that level, you'll look back and realize one thing. Her losing you was the best thing that could have happened, because it forced you to grow, it forced you to evolve, it forced you to become who you truly are. In the end, she didn't lose you. She freed you to find yourself, to discover yourself, to become legendary. And that, my friend, is the brutal and liberating truth about what she truly feels when she realizes she's lost you forever. Now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do it now, before you forget, because this content you've just received can change your life, but only if you apply it, only if you act, only if you decide it's time to stop being common and start being extraordinary. Remember the collector's metaphor. She only realized the value of the rare piece when it was sold at auction, when it went out of her reach forever. Be that rare piece. Be invaluable. Be unattainable. Be legendary.